I mean, there's so much stuff going on. She's a radio personality, media influencer. She is a supporter of Young Queens and Kings. I mean, the list goes on and on, Ebony.
Yes.
I mean, you work, what, 100 jobs?
I know, right? I kept telling myself that I was gonna get rid of one, but truthfully, I love them all. Like recently, I was always an instructor at the Ohio Media School, and recently I got promoted to the education coordinator. Yay! So taking this full-time position, I was like, okay, now I got a full-time job. I can quit the radio station. I can quit working with my sister.
Keep it all.
I can quit having my own business, but truthfully, again, I love it all. So I'm still doing the same thing. You can still catch me on your radio.
Hey.
You can catch me on the radio for the weekends. I'm on Friday from 7 to 9 on 100.3, and then on Sunday I do 2 different shows. So Sunday I do a show like you all, a podcast, but it's a more of a community podcast where we're talking about.
I watched a little bit. I did.
So I have that early in the morning for my nonprofit organizations where you can come on and talk about the change that you're making in the community. That's at 5 a.m. and it starts on Soul 101.5. Then it airs on 101.1 The Wiz at 6 a.m. and then at 7 a.m. it airs on 100.3. So I get to go home, take a nap, go to church, come back, and then 3 to 7 I'm on 100.3, but I love it.
Awesome. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna run her things on the bottom of the ticker on the YouTube channel, Girlfriendz Networking Group, so you can see all these different things that she do. But you know what? We know the things that you do, and I know you ran that whole entire list. We're gonna go back to the list, so take it all back. Because I mean, we wanna get to know you. Can we get to know you?
Yeah.
We wanna get to know you. Because I mean, I think a person is more than what they appear to be. They just are. You know, even though you have those jobs, you're a very professional woman, and you have a lot of things going on, but you're still a person. So we want to get to know that. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an open book for my queen.
Okay, good.
I'm the young girl check.
Exactly. Now, Miss Ebony, so is there a favorite guy in your life, or a nice little something?
You have a knight in shining armor, do you?
Knight in shining armor. So I have a close friend.
Okay, close friend.
We have been on and off for over 12 years now.
Wow, that's a long time.
You know, isn't it a long time?
That's a long time. That's a long time. You better wipe her up.
But he's watched me grow. He met me at a point in my life where I had low self-esteem. I didn't believe in myself.
Where did y'all work at? Where'd you meet him at work?
I met him when I was working at La Rosa.
Okay.
You hear me? La Rosa's on Short Vine.
Okay, come on, please. Set that up for us. How'd that work out? So he walked in.
So no, that's where I was working at the time. He actually owned his own store with one of his business partners, who was his family.
Okay.
They were right across the street from La Rosa. Okay. So I just happened to stop in there with my best friend. Our birthday was 2 days coming up, and we was like, we're gonna find us something in this store, and he did not. He would not let me go. He saw something in me. He was not stopping.
He said, you can't go out this door without getting your phone number.
He did. And so I was like, honey, you can't get in these jeans, nor can you get my number, but I'll call you. And sure enough, did. I called him.
And it's the best thing you've done.
Yep. We've been friends since then. We've been in a relationship, on and off. Again, our relationship is just, he's helped me grow. Again, like I said, he met me when I was broken, when I was hurt, when I didn't believe in myself, when I had all of these goals. Before I hit the radio station, he heard all the stories about what I wanted to do, before I even went to college. And so then watching me now go into this woman, he told me I was a queen, and I became that queen. And so we have such a very intimate relationship. He touched me in ways that nobody ever could, and he understands me. So
that is perfect.
Yes.
But he sounds a very nice guy.
We like you, but we need you to.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, it's,
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Well, and the reason why I was asking about relationships, because then you don't want to get a whole bunch of inboxes like, hey, what's up?
They don't care. They don't do it.
Well, they're gonna do it anyway.
Y'all have no shield.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, I am single, so you You can play.
Okay.
You can play your hand, but like I said, I have to make it clear, as I always do, but where I stand that this is my very close friend who we have history with, so it's kind of hard for you to.
So do you, and you are native of Cincinnati, Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've been born and raised here. So what high school did you go to?
Hughes, Big Red.
Okay.
Yes, I was in the communication program.
Okay.
They had a communication program, so I learned photography, journalism, all these things before I ever really got in the field. They trained me real early.
Now, was there any teacher there that you connected with? I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, a whole bunch of teachers. You know, Miss Mahoney. Oh my goodness, I'm still close with her today. Oh my goodness, now you didn't caught me off guard because it's a whole list of names. Miss Virus, Miss Jones. Oh my goodness, Miss Kennedy. So many amazing teachers. When I tell you, they grabbed me up.
You know,
like,
you're lucky because not a lot of people can say that. I mean, I can't say that. So you know, not a lot of people can say they had teachers that took them under their wing. I'm from a small town anyway, though, so it was just the way it was. But when you can say that, you're very blessed. Say that.
Yeah, my teachers listen. You know, one thing I can say about Miss Virus, she did not play. One day I came to her and she knew I always wrote poems. And she was like, you're always writing poems. Like, if you could do something different about our school, what would you do? And I was like, I would have a magazine. And so she told me to write out my idea, told me how to present it and everything. And shoot, we had a magazine the next month. And she allowed me to be over it. And, you know, people from all over the school could enter their poems into this magazine. And it was just great to just know, like, you can have an idea, as long as you connect with the right resources and people, it can really come to life. And so Miss Kennedy was another instructor who, you know, she was about our business. Like, girl, you sure you want to be in radio? It's gonna be extinct by the time you get out of here. What you gonna do? How you gonna be different? How are you gonna make sure you can be a part of it? And you know, we hated one of her class, but she did not play. She made sure that we answered those real questions to know, hey, you're gonna make this much money, so what are you gonna do to get that other amount? So I felt when I left, I was truly prepared because they were so honest, they were so genuine.
I'm sorry.
When did you realize that you had a passion for like broadcasting? Because a lot of times, a lot of people like to be in front or center stage, ideally. So what made you decide like I want to be on, you know, radio?
I was 5 years old, listening. I think it was to Avant, Making It Love. Of course, I didn't know what that song meant back in the day. It was just like how that radio personality hit that break that just took me. And I was like, Mom, I want to do that. And every day, all I did was listen to the radio when we got in the car. They bought me radios. I didn't play with toys. I played with radios and chalkboards. I would be a teacher. I would go home and practice church. You know, I knew radio is what I wanted to do. So when I would wake up in the morning and get out the bed, I would get out the bed like, it's 100.9 The Wiz. That's back in the day, right? So like, it's 100.9 The Wiz, you know, and I'll be my personality. And until I finally figured out, you know, what that personality was. But it was something that I always wanted to do because, like I said, I was that broken little girl. And so I didn't really have a friend. My friend was the radio. I had that back in there they had the 9 at 9 and the 8 at 8.
You remember all that.
So I'm listening to Wynn. Like that's my big goal of the night is to try to win, even though I couldn't. They learned my voice, so that you know I would give the prizes to my mom. But it was just that relationship that I had with the DJ. When I would call, the conversations, the questions that they were answered, it was like I want to be that for somebody one day, and to know that I am now means so much because we would be driving in the car and I'd be like, Mom, stop. They just said that they're at Tri-County right now. We gotta go right now. And my mom would take me. You know, she would support that. If it was a reasonable amount of time, my mom had me right there. So at a young age, they already kind of knew who I was and kind of gravitated to me.
It's not like you knew who you were.
Yeah.
So you helped them to learn who you were.
Right.
You know, you talk about and it's a chat. So if you don't want to answer something, it's okay. So
I was about to say, because you done had me put my relationship status
I'm
on out
sorry,
there. And
I'm sorry. Hey,
Don't be all up in her
you in the
DM.
room, you in the corner with your girls, and we just talking.
We just talking.
Me too. Ebony said she loves how you were super serious about what you wanted to do in life.
That's great.
Thank you. Yes, Mom. I had a
This
praying
one's
mom.
in a group, and that one's in another one. But I want to ask you about you want to share because I went online and I seen some things that you talked about, and one of the things is my handwriting's so messy.
That's too many lecture classes right there. That's what that is.
Growth means choosing happiness over history. I like that. Because I mean, you can explain, but it really touched me when you said that in a writing that I seen. So what does that mean to you?
Well, that goes back to my relationship. I mean, we have grown and we do have history, but that doesn't mean that that's gonna be my husband. That's the reality of it. I think sometimes we think, I've been at this job for 15 years. This is my history. Well, guess what? No, that was part of your journey, but that doesn't have to be your ending. Growth is understanding that there can be something better.
Wow.
Not feeling like you have to just be attached to things. And I feel like for me, that's always how it was, we had to be friends for a long time, we had to know each other, or I felt my mom or my grandparents been at jobs for so long, that's what I had to have for me. But growth is understanding my worth and knowing when it's time to move forward.
I love that. I love that.
I know that's right. They said, say that.
I know, that is great. That is so inspiring to say that. That needs to be a t-shirt.
Because I love that man. You hear me? I love that man. But you know what, like you just said, it's been 10 or 12. What you gonna do? Because we have the history, but somebody, again, you could be holding me up. From the king, the soulmates, or what God really wants from me, I'm holding on to this history. Same with our jobs.
Yep.
You've been at that same job doing that same thing. They won't even give you a raise. You've been there multiple years. What is going on? But you could be at another job doing the same thing or making a bigger impact. Right. But we're holding on to where we're at. We have to stop doing that. I don't want to.
And that's so good. You guys remember? Okay, I'm flashing back to a movie.
I knew it was coming.
I'm sorry. I love
movies. We got away from the icebreaker, and I knew it. I'm like, it's gonna.
I almost based my life on movies. So I'm gonna bring up the brown sugar.
Yes.
All of them.
Remember the part where the girl, just like this, she's and he was on the radio confessing his love to her, and it was like what you just said. So I had a brown sugar moment.
We're gonna see if the brown sugar moment gonna happen.
He's gonna call in right now.
I can be ordained online real quick.
Call in right now. Wait a minute, Ebony, I love
but
you.
But
love don't have nothing to do with it.
It don't. I mean, it's a reason or a season. So either you were here to teach me to be better, or I'm here to teach you to be better. But it's a reason or a season. And I always say, I was telling a friend of mine the other day, you want to hold on to those 2, 3, 10 years. Average life expectancy,
you hear me?
Is about 60 to 70 years. Some people 90. On average. So you're gonna let that 10 years dictate the next 40, 50, 60. So you're just gonna be miserable for 40, 50.
Well, I don't want to say the word miserable, but I think it's comfortable. I think we get stuck. I think we do. I think we get stuck in being comfortable in our own skin. I'm talking about you, honey. But I'm saying that once we get comfortable, we don't ask the serious questions to push it.
Right.
We just don't.
And a safety net are two different things, though.
That's true.
Get to that.
That's true.
Hit on it because it's safe when it's been years.
Right.
It's history.
Right. You're comfortable.
Because it's like, how we get it.
You know how it is. You got to worry about stuff.
And it's going to hurt. So keep pushing it. It hurts so good. And you're like, why you keep doing it? It's going to, because I know what it's going to feel like. I know what to expect. And everything else, you don't know what to expect. So it's like all this newness. Like, it's same thing with the job. It's about the newness. So you're really not comfortable because you're not content. And comfort is you're content in a way. You know what I'm saying? So when you're comfortable, like I'm comfortable when I'm at home on my couch. Now, do I want to sleep on my couch? Absolutely not. But I'm comfortable when I'm watching TV there. So for that reason, I'm comfortable in that realm. But for the sum of my whole life, it isn't. And so it's like either you're going to step out on faith and believe in you and do what you need to do. Yeah. And so be it, because the thing that you got to realize was there is there.
And also too, I'm a firm believer in fear. I think a lot of people don't do things because of fear. Whatever that fear may be, it could be something simple, like going into a dark room or not taking a job because you don't never been there before. I don't know how to do it. Will I get there and I can't do this job? And you're too afraid to say, you know what? Maybe I can do it. Right. Maybe I can jump in here and maybe I can't. You know how many things that people always say you can't do? Mm-hmm. When they tell me I can't do something, I laugh. Because I'm going like, you don't know? Ask God if I can do it or not.
Oh, yeah. My favorite
Girl,
my favorite Bible verse is, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens us.
Thank
My
you.
mom has raised me on that, and I believe that. I mean, I believe that so much I think I'm a superhero sometimes because I get the job done. And we have to know that we can. But like she said, fear is what keeps us blocked in. You know, I am a domestic violence survivor, a sexual abuse survivor. I've been through hell and back. So this man knows everything about me and all my pain. But again, to try to experience someone else, date someone else, I'm scared of men.
You're scared.
I don't trust
He knows you. He knows your everything about you. You ain't got to start all over.
Yes.
And you
sometimes
that's
what we're afraid of.
Sometimes familiarity breeds contempt as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can know a little too much. You gotta keep that mystery going. Like everybody don't need to know everything. So it's like, you know what? If I've overcome that,
what else can I overcome?
What else can I overcome? And since it's dead in the water, you know, it's not even a subject to bring up. If it comes out later, that was way before then. That made me who I am right now.
Right.
Just gracias. Let's move on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You really have to get uncomfortable to accept God's blessings.
Yeah.
And I think when we stay in our comfort level, we can't get what God has for us.
But also too, I'm a firm believer in this also too. Sometimes, you know, when God gives you gifts, like what you're doing, sometimes not for you. Sometimes for you to bless somebody else, for you to reach back out. Because I always listen to people say me. I'm the kind of person, I don't do me. Yeah. I'm the biggest giver. Yeah. Because I always think that my blessings are to help people also too. So when I help people, it makes me feel good. Right. But then all of a sudden I get this huge blessing that I wasn't even expecting or whatever. And when I see some of your profiles online and everything like that, you're like that. I see you always uplifting it. You done one of my events for me with and with nobody there. But she's like, don't worry, Queen, it's okay, girl. You know it happens. But you know, it's like failure. No one, everybody's afraid to fail, but always willing to win. Yeah. But afraid to fail.
Like they said, white man can't jump. Sometimes when you win, you really lose, and sometimes when you lose, you really win. So it's about how you get back up and what you learn, because it's even like when we work out, right? We all want to be in shape. We all go to the gym. You got to break that muscle down to strengthen it.
Yeah, you do. So
for it to even look good, if you going easy and going light, it ain't going to be nothing but flab. And it's just shaking in the wind, and don't nobody like that ain't hot. So, you know, if you don't fail, if you don't break it all the way down, what foundation do you have? You have none.
At all.
That's true.
Tissue. I'm silly.
Let's talk about Cincinnati.
What's up? I love the 513.
Yeah, so tell us, what do you like? The improvements that happened over the last, I'm going to say 5 years. I mean, I think within the last 5 years, we have grown a lot. OTR, Washington Park. I mean, we had 3 CDC on the show, and they talk all the good things they're doing in the city. But you also have other things that are going on that people don't like. But let's talk first about the things that we like about Cincinnati. So you can go first.
I mean, I love the casino. My other favorite part right now about Cincinnati is the banks. The banks, it doesn't matter what's happening in our city right now. During the time, the banks is always thick. The kids are always down there. The Ferris wheel they enjoy. They have that big place where they can go play checkers and play in the swings. I just really love that area. I think it's just family oriented. And then what's my other place? Oh, Washington Park.
I love Washington Park.
I love going to Washington Park because they always have different events there. I'm actually going to be there this Sunday for the Sweet and Natural Fest.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so Sweet and Natural, I'm a lovely people come out. It's going to be all about the culture. But I just love it again that they're opening it up where people can rent it out to do fun stuff and bring the community together.
Oh yeah. Dude, now with the different things for the summer, like I know because you do a lot. I seen you one time on stage, and I didn't know you that. I knew you in my head, but I didn't know you. And so I seen you with Albie Shaw.
Oh yes,
Albie
Shaw.
Shaw. Yes. You were so super cute. She's on there dancing and grooving and popping and twerking. I see her. She has a good. When she entertains, she is entertaining. I seen you. But you know, he has such a lovely, this attitude about just life, and people were like dancing with you. They play some old song. You was like all into it. I don't know what you knew about the old song because you seem pretty young.
Oh, I know about the old school now. Okay, I know about the old school.
Girl, yes, but she was in there groove. I said, look at her, go on, girl.
And see, I'm so thankful of that now because, being 10 years into this, media field, really growing. I remember when I first started off as a host, working at NKU, doing my radio show and my podcast, and then it jumped into where then I started hosting events in the clubs, and I started off at a strip club. I wasn't stripping, but I was in there hosting at a strip club, and it was lit, and they had fun, and so people knew me with that energy. They loved that. It brought that, and so once I learned what people liked and my energy, this is the same church girl, right?
Right.
So I'm taking that same energy that I get when that beat gets to going and that drum popping to do that same thing in the club with movement. And so now I've learned to still maintain myself as the queen. Right. Back then I was still trying to figure it out and wasn't for certain what that should be like on the mic, even saying it. Now I go where I need to go. I move how I need to move, but I maintain that same image because we have to be true to ourselves at all times. And I think that that's very important of why they say you should know who you are before you get to where you're going, because when you don't, you can end up anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Totally misguided. I mean, one of my earlier memories of you is when we were coming here and I was doing the Eagle Rachel Project thing. And the one thing that always stood out with me about you is it wasn't that, because women in the industry.
I know. It can be shade.
It can be a little shade. And it was, and I'm a hugger. You know how I am. I'm always, hey, how you doing? That's just who I am. And so some people are just like, hello. You twerked a little too hard, and my boyfriend was like, I don't know what your problem was. But anyway, you've always been super duper supportive. And I remember last year with him on the river, I had, my wardrobe malfunction situation. And I was like, freaking, she was like, it's okay. And I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? And then she was just able to
don't glaze over there. What happened? Don't even glaze over there. We want to know what happened.
So what happened was I always carry multiple costumes. Thank goodness. Thank you, Fresh, for that tidbit of advice. So we're changing, and my zipper breaks in the initial outfit that I was gonna wear. We gotta hurry up and change into the other one, and it's outside, but it was cold that day. So you gotta try to hurry up and run. Well, then I get to the side of the stage, and you run in, so when you're nervous, you sweat. Your feet sweat too, okay? I sweat. So the original heel, I'm trying to get my shoe on, and they starting, because I don't like to start that all the time, they starting. Shoe breaks.
Oh no.
So I'm I don't have a shoe, and I'm just get on stage, I'm yelling at Brittany, just start this song, just get it, so I'm freaking out. And so she was like, just Wooside, you know who you are, just be you, be the Ingrid I know, just get up there.
And you can just do Erica names, go up barefoot.
And it was cold. Oh. And it was freezing. It was freezing, and then I'm a soprano, so any slight change in temperature, weather, anything is gonna mess with your high notes, and you can't get up there on that platform and not hit them notes. So we had to have some shoes on, them their feet, and I can't even remember if my pedicure was done. I don't know, but she was just able to just get that sisterly support. You know what I'm saying? And but it's been like that from the gate. When I first met her, we just always hey,
we have to be that way.
You do.
And it's hard to find, especially from two different realms, because they go hand in hand. Musicians need radio needs musicians. Mm-hmm. Well, none of you talk radio, but you know what I'm saying. So that was always dope.
Queens, we have to be supportive. Queens empower each other, and like I said, being a woman who has battled with so much low self-esteem, not loving who I am, hating my natural hair, hating my color, hating my lips, hating my hips. I've grown to love this now. And so when I see other queens, as soon as I see you, I'm going to call you a queen. I'm going to greet you and make you feel amazing, because we have enough of people making us feel down all
say
day
long.
That
line is long.
You hear
that
me?
line is long.
So when you see me, I want you to know that you can get some positivity, because guess what? When you see me and I'm not giving it, understand that's a bad day for me. Mm-hmm. If I walk up and I don't say, hey queen or hey king, something's off. That's me. You know what I'm saying? But we have to be there for each other. We have to uplift each other and know too, long as you're rising, I'm rising. I don't gotta be the one at the top. No, I can't do it all. I need to be able to call on my other queens.
Right.
And so my tribe is what keeps me inspired. I know I can call on, ask Ashley if I can't host an event. I know she's gonna pull up. I know if I'm having a problem with figuring out what to do next with my brand, I can call Morgan Owens. I know if I don't know who, I'm trying to get a word out for my event and I don't know who else to call, I can call Mia Money. I know my tribe of women, and I think it's very important as women that we get our tribe, because that's who keep us together. On them bad days, for me, I can't go on social media and just start going off or be sad and crying.
Right.
Because every time I do a poll every 3 months and ask, what do you all come to my page for? Everybody tells me they come for motivation.
Aww.
They may say they coming to find out about an event or be informed, but every post says motivation. And to know that, and after learning that, I know now what I have to do, and I know what's my expectations. And so we have to get to know what people expect from us, so we can make sure that we deliver. Because essentially that's our customer service.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes.
And it's also like a gift that you might not have realized you had. You might not have realized you touched them in that way.
Right.
Positively, and it empowers you to be more positive in that lane. Cause it's like, well, I didn't know that was my calling, but okay.
You hear me? Because I tell them, those posts I be talking to myself. Those posts I make, and I woke up and God said that, and I just shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Lord, whatever. I don't even get mad no more. Like I can't.
Right.
Whatever someone asks me, I gotta be honest. I've learned to be vulnerable, and I don't care what you think of me. Because guess what? I've went through it enough trying to make my own self feel bad, to the point where now I just don't care.
Right.
Because I would so much. Okay, I can't wear that because I can't say.
Like you're you now. You don't have to worry about what people think about you, because this is, and besides, when people think things about you, sometimes it's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. It is.
They don't know you. They don't know you.
Inside you. They don't know. So sometimes they may say negative things or behind your back things. It's kind of a reflection of how they feel. Because if it didn't bother them, they wouldn't say nothing at all.
See, I experienced a lot of that, not that behind that back stuff. I experienced growing up, it being said to my face.
Oh my God.
People, adults, children, peers, at the church, at the babysitter, it didn't matter where I went. It was like they had so much to say about me, and it would tear me up. But I learned as I got older, to just focus on me and to do me.
Why don't you?
And then
they can see the light.
Yep. And that's what it all
when
came down to.
People can see the light inside you, they try to dim it, but
stump it out.
God would never let that light be
He
dim.
never did.
And no matter what they say, for your first response is to feel sad about it.
Right.
But when you grow up, you realize, oh, you're just reflecting off how you feel, but you're trying to dampen my life because you feel a certain kind of way.
That's why they say when you point that finger 3 or point back at you.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had people inbox me, people from school, people from church, apologizing or making it clear that, I hated you because you did everything. And it didn't matter what one girl told me, it didn't matter what you did. Everything you did, I wanted to do, but you always killed it. And you didn't have to work as hard as I did. And she felt some type of way. And I said, Queen, I wish you would have told me that it was something you were interested in, because I was worn out.
Right.
I would have
let you have it. I would have helped you.
I would have helped you. And so that's why I feel the way I do now, because I'm like, come on now. People are just dealing with their own issues that have nothing to do with you, and you just happen to walk in their crossfire. So it reflects on you. But no, it's truly, like you said, a reflection of themselves. And now, like I don't hold nothing against nobody. You gotta hear me on the radio. You go to a concert. I'm your host.
Thanks for the birthday shout out. And way back in your life, I was like, oh my God. You said you were gonna do it.
I do.
And I was like, she just said your name on the radio. Oh, she's so sweet.
I'm gonna play when I'm on every Friday. I go down my whole Facebook list. If you're my Facebook friend and it's your birthday, I'm shouting you out. Now, if you don't listen, that's your choice. But I'm still doing my due diligence. And again, I just do unto others.
Well, I didn't know that you didn't know my birthday. And then you said, like, how she know my birthday?
It tells you on the.
I didn't think about it. I didn't think that. It didn't come to my
mind. She just driving her car like,
Actually, it was my daughter. She's like, Mom, did she just say her? I said, is that what she did?
when you're doing a poetry book?
I know, I've had so many people ask me, and you know what? I haven't done poetry since college. I've been out of college since 2013. So I really don't know. I'm still working on my other book. I'm finishing up another book right now. And then I'm still working on my Queen Manual. So I'm working on 2 books right now. The poetry one I feel will come later, right when the memoir comes, when it's a little bit more, a little about me. But right now I'm just more so in that mood for empowering others. And then I feel like I'll express again those inner things, because when you get to my poetry, you get to my soul. You get to really see what hurts me, what makes me laugh, what do I really enjoy. So before I give you all of me, I want to continue to empower you, so when I give you my truth, it's respected even more.
Gotcha.
Wonderful.
Okay, I can accept that.
It's coming.
I ain't gonna give you more time then.
So before we go, let's hit a couple of just current affairs that's going on with the world right now. I know that you on the radio, so you hear a lot.
Yes.
So what are you guys thinking about? Let me just do a couple random topics. Trump and the border thing. What do you think about all that stuff?
I'm just living. I'm honestly, I'm so frustrated with it because it's real. To know this is how we're really living right now, like this stuff happens, right?
Right.
But it's really happening this bad. And what can we do? That's the part that's killing me more than anything. See, I'm not one of those people that sit around and talk about all the things that's bothering me. I'm one that sit around and figure out what's wrong and then how can we fix it. And Trump is our president. So it just takes me back to how can we fix it? And then he continuously keep doing more and more. How can we fix it? Like, we voted for this man. Like, he's here. It hurts. I'm still dealing with the issues because, again, I'm in radio. So as a media figure, we have to watch the things that we say and what we project out. But I am totally, I still feel like I feel in shock. And I know that that's not a way that you should feel when it's your president, but I feel in shock. Like, I can't believe this is really happening with America. To know that it is, my only thing is, what can we do? And so I know last I did research, they were talking about impeachment, but I mean, they were talking about impeachment in January. So I'm just now, like I said, I don't want to say I wash my hands because I can't. My community needs me. However, I have yet to figure out how this solution can be fixed. Like, what can we really do? So I'm just totally overwhelmed. It takes me back to my R. Kelly situation. You know, we muted R. Kelly, a man who made so many hits, who changed so many lives, but also who affected a lot of women in a very crazy way. And this stuff happened when I was a little girl. So all I can remember is the pee on you jokes. But I don't remember the situation until boom, Surviving R. Kelly comes out, and then it's like, oh wow, how were we playing him?
Right.
How was he still out? You know, I'm just.
You know, and it's so funny how, well, actually, it's like we've been in a dormant state for a very long time, and I don't think it's just like, you know, certain people. I think we've all been dormant, and the reason why I think we've all been dormant for a very long time is because we let so many different things happen in this world. I'm gonna give you a couple of them. Some of you guys are too young to remember these things, but Brooke Shields back in the day did a movie called Pretty Baby. It was about a young girl living with her mother in a whole house. Brooke was in the movie, she was young, but she's also playing a 9-year-old little girl. Well, the mother goes off on drugs or whatever, and Brooke goes, and then there's this John that started coming to the house getting the women. Well, then the John started being with her in the movie, and they showed her as a 9-year-old in a romantic form with this grown 30-year-old man. Watch the movie. And during the movie, you're going like, you know, this watching like it's a story, but you don't see that they doing child pornography right in front of you. So he sleeps with this 9-year-old girl in the movie.
Oh my goodness.
So then it didn't stop there. She did another movie where it was called Endless Love.
Yes, I'm familiar with that one.
Well, he was a damn stalker. And then the mother sit there and watch her 50-year-old have sex with a 24-year-old downstairs and talk about what's beautiful.
So we've basically been conditioned to accept it.
Thank you.
Right.
We've been conditioned
to go
to
back into ancient times
yes.
in that way. And
We've
so,
been conditioned to accept this, and it's wrong, wrong, wrong. We've been dormant, letting these people put these things on TV. Let us look at commercials that have little women that look like little boy bodies and tell us that our bodies was ugly. But now you put the script.
Because they ain't have no, they ain't have.
it ain't
Now
bad
you
at all.
put the script. What they doing? Lips like ours. Want to blow up our lips, blow up their butts, blow up their breasts.
But it goes back to what we spoke of earlier. You know, you make fun of what you covet.
Yes, you do.
You know, you do that to try to make yourself go, I ain't want
But
that no way.
what happened to us? Where the hell were we?
The thing is
We were
this.
sitting here dormant, letting them do it.
I have, you know, when we were speaking, the thing that popped in my head the most was Sister Soldier.
Yeah.
Slavery's
Oh,
back in
I love
effect.
her. Love her.
And that video, and when you asked that Trump question, all I could think of was that video and how I thought that was so far-fetched that could ever happen right now, right here, right now.
She's
But
on
it's
point.
happening
She's on
right
point.
now. She's on point. But the whole thing is, you know, and then not only that, they're going for the jugular on social media too. They silencing the leaders.
Yeah.
So no matter what you believe.
Yes, they blocking your tweets.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
Listen,
saying.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to watch. Oh, it's just
So that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between being comfortable. See, we comfortable. This is an example of being comfortable and what being comfortable will do, because once you stop doing what was necessary to get you to a certain point, it always reverts back. Same thing where you stop working out, you get fat again. You stop fighting, you stop being aware, you start acting ignorant, you start perpetuating stereotypes, they start treating you in that manner. Because now you don't know any better, not because then everybody can throw their hands up. Well, I didn't stop you with a gun.
Exactly.
Well, this is my thing, and I think that goes back too for the abortion thing that they just
That's
passed.
what I'm talking about.
They are
Oh my God.
constantly taking things away from us and telling us what we can and can't do, but leaving us to make the decisions. It's not your decision for me to keep a child when you're not feeding this child or taking care of this child. I don't know what I'm going through to even be able to make a life for this child. But guess what? They feel they have the right to. And guess what? We have, like you said, what have we done?
You're not
We don't
reading
even
the
go
platforms.
vote.
You're not reading the platforms, or you go and vote, and they handing you a pamphlet of who to vote for, and I'm gonna just vote because I'm a Democrat. I'm gonna just move the Democrat.
But yeah, that comes with education though.
But that's what
we
I'm
don't
saying.
know.
But that's
what
how
I'm
we
saying. You're not
conditioned
seeking
too.
out. You're not seeking
Seeking out the
out.
knowledge yourself. I
You're
was
not
always
seeking it
telling
out.
you, don't worry about it, just go ahead to the post. Go ahead to the polls. They'll have something there with the information.
Right. If you're hungry, the food is not gonna fall in your lap. You gotta get up, go to the refrigerator, prepare the food, and then eat it. You
Yes,
can't sit
ma'am.
up there and be upset that you ain't ate if you ain't done and went up there and got the food. Same situation.
Yeah,
So if you're not looking at how these people voted, their vote records, if you're not bump what they say on the commercial,
Right.
bump what they say on their social media, look at how they voted, look at what platforms, look at what campaign committees they served on. It's all public record. That's what I do before I vote.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Yeah, we do the same thing
some
too.
of the people that I voted for were Republican because their platforms and their record
Yeah.
stood for my values.
Yeah.
And then some people I voted for were Democratic or whatever. It really depends on what stands for the values, what's best for the community at large.
I feel like that's
And
how
people
people
don't do
vote
that.
now. It don't care matter if you're
But,
Democrat
see,
or
but
Republican. It can help
sometimes,
me.
but
Right.
sometimes that hurts though. Let me tell you why. Not okay. Look, hear me out before you start yelling at me.
I'm already yelling.
I know, but I'm just saying. Hear me out. Okay, the reason why, say for instance, okay, I'm just saying, this voting series.
You talking about the voting and having Republicans and Democrats?
Yes.
Well, yeah, we see how that's panned out because look, that's how the House is now.
But then you have this third person in the middle. Okay? So, say for instance, you got Republican, Democrat, and you got an independent in the middle. I'm gonna vote for the independent person. Okay? So that's a
you
vote
don't
for
hear
him,
about them too much.
but they do it. They
Oh,
do
I know.
it. They do it.
And
you
that's,
know
I think that
that
was
20,
one of the reasons why we lost with
there you go.
Miss
You
Hillary.
get me. That's how we lost because that third person that you voted for, that's 20,000 for him and 20 less for her.
Yep, and that means Trump's our winner.
Thank you. So it's
I'm
like
still
it's
sad. I'm something.
I know, right? But the thing about it is that
Y'all need to add some wine to this session.
I know, right? I know, right?
And we go, you get to talk about Trump, a drink is needed.
Right. But that's what I'm saying though, when you do that third party, and you guys do the math on this.
No, you're right. That's why we lost.
When we do this, I'm gonna say educate everybody on this. When you have a third person, and just because you don't like with the Democrat or whoever, whatever you do, when you vote for that third person, that's a vote less for your party that you're in. Now, if you're independent, I get that, but you gotta also look at what is it gonna take for us to get
everybody
back together,
right?
Because throwing your votes out like that is gonna disrupt everything.
You might as well stay home. My thing is, look, none of them are all the way right. Let's just be 100.
Let's be 100.
All of them are crooked as some people's teeth before
I
braces.
still think we would have been better.
All I'm saying, me too. All that I'm saying is that you have to look at the fact that you can't vote in a reality television star as president and be upset when they act obnoxious and unruly like they do on reality television. You cannot vote in an entitled businessman that has always been entitled and been able to walk into a room and talk to anybody any kind of way without consequence and wonder why he walks into a room and talks to anybody any kind of way without consequence.
You can't spending the money.
What did you think was gonna happen? Dude. Now, it has to be a brilliant man in there somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the thing of the matter is you gotta look at what's gonna be the lesser evil, okay? I got this. What's the lesser evil? And what is gonna keep us balanced? I don't feel like it should be all liberal, and I don't feel like it needs to be an even playing, because everybody needs to be heard, because we're all not gonna think the same. Yeah. But if everyone's heard, you can come to a common ground. But if I outweigh you and you outweigh me, then it's gonna be one way or the other.
Exactly.
And that's what we have fallen into.
That's what we fall into.
So if y'all don't figure it out, we are screwed. I'm moving to Switzerland. I already got a Swedish name.
Okay, guys, this conversation is getting so heated. So our Facebook people, stay right here. We're gonna close out our YouTube channel. So hold on 1 second.
Oh no!
Thank you so much for
Thank you so much.
No,
just YouTube.
Thank you so much, YouTube, for tuning in to Girlfriendz
Thank you so
ChatCorner. I'm your
much.
host, Inga Anderson.
And I'm Inga Rachel Project.
Thank you, and see you next time.